What is up, badass babe? Coach Holly coming at you, dropping another episode of the Girl Boss Project podcast. And on today's show, I'm going to be discussing why you absolutely can not have the prize without the struggle. You can't cheat the grind, girlfriend. You can't. Now, before we get into today's show, I want to start this episode off with a client win. And I'm excited about this one because wrapped up in this progress update, this client win, there's struggle involved. There's hitting a wall, hitting an obstacle, and ultimately how my clients reframe this to get to the next level. So, client of mine, she's been in my program the last 4 weeks, and recently, over the last week and a half, she decided to up level and work with me in my VIP program. So we're literally individualizing every aspect of her program and the coaching, and just ultimately taking her program and in return her results to the next level. So super freaking excited to work with this client on a much closer level. Now, she's been in the program just over 30 days. So freaking smash her first month. Like literally like every benchmark, she's freaking killing it. She's growing, she's leveling up, but because right around that 4-week mark is typically her comfort zone of committing and going in before she falls off. She had a little resistance, right? She had an obstacle ultimately, which you're going to have on this weight loss journey. So she hit this obstacle end of last week and was feeling off track, didn't have kind of the best weekend, and come Monday was back on the freaking grind. And we had a one-to-one coaching call today, and she told me that she had a revelation this morning listening to my podcast from earlier in the week, in that the biggest win for her in this last week was actually hitting this obstacle, was actually coming up and meeting this resistance and falling back a little bit. Because when she came into Monday, just 2 days later, she realized, holy shit, like instead of going off for like a month and going off the rails, it was so easy to just jump back in and get on track and just get back into the groove. And that is huge. That's a huge win. And that's something that we're going to talk about today in terms of the prize and what you got to go through. So freaking so proud of this client, not just in her first month, but the fact that she had this revelation. Because when you hit that brick wall, when you hit that struggle like my client did, and she had this revelation that, holy crap, like I've never done this. I've never just gotten right back into it and it's easy and I feel on fire. That right there gives her proof and positive feedback that this time is going to be different, like proof that I can actually overcome these obstacles, proof that I actually have what it takes to continue moving forward. And at the end of the day, you know it, I know it, and hopefully you know it because I've been reiterating it every episode, that the more that you can prove to yourself that you're showing up, the more that you can prove to yourself you're actually doing it, you're going to start to internalize that. You're going to start to believe that, and you're going to start to show up and act differently. And when you act differently, game over, because you ultimately get different results. So freaking proud of my client, and thought that was the perfect win, the perfect update to kick off this episode. Because here's the deal, girlfriend. You cannot have the prize. You cannot have the coveted dream body, the confidence, the self-esteem, the anything that you want. You cannot have the prize. You cannot lose the weight. You cannot be in that size jeans. You cannot have the prize without the struggle. So I need you to understand this. You have a goal, most likely, because you're here listening and tuning in, hopefully, to the last 42 episodes. If you're new here, highly encourage you to go back, start from the beginning, because there's a lot of pieces, a lot of mindset strategies, a lot of tactical strategies that you need to begin implementing if you want to ultimately get your dream body, achieve your dream body, reclaim that confidence. So You have to internalize this, and this will change the game on your weight loss journey. This will change everything for you. There's a 3-step process, and unfortunately, you can't cheat the grind. And I actually think it's fortunately, and you'll see why by the end of this episode. There's a 3-step process, a 3-step path that you have to go through. You can't skip, you can't go around, you must go through all 3 to ultimately get to your goal. And that 3-step process is dream, struggle, and prize. But all of a sudden, like not all of a sudden, but as of late, most people, and believe you me, I have been victim to this. I didn't understand this concept for a while. I just thought if I dream it and I work my ass off, then I'm going to get that prize. And it should be easy breezy, right? I do X, Y, Z. Whoa, was I sadly mistaken, okay? You got to have the dream, you've got to have the struggle, which will ultimately gift you the prize. But if you're anything like me, it's like, all right, I claim this goal and we want that prize. Like we want it like yesterday. I'm as impatient as they come. So if you're anything like me, it's like, all right. And if you're anything like my client where her comfort zone was rocking and rolling for 2, 3, 4 weeks before we lost that steam, you never ultimately get to the prize because you want it too quick and you want it without the struggle. So we've got to internalize. If you want to win the fat loss game, which I'm telling you straight up, the prize is way better than anything you have ever imagined. When I started my weight loss journey and I was fat and I was unhappy and I was insecure and I hated where I was at and I was so uncomfortable, I set a goal weight that I wanted to be at. And I never imagined that actually getting there and getting the prize and everything that was wrapped up was so much more than just getting to the weight. The prize, you can't even imagine. Literally, it was so impactful that it set me in motion to my entire career. I literally stopped in my tracks and I was like, holy shit, every woman on the planet needs to feel and experience this. So the prize is way better than anything you can internalize, anything that you can visualize. I'm just telling you that straight away. But you never get there because we miss out on the first 2 steps. So we've got to first have the dream. And I want you to go back and you might have already listened to this episode, but I'm telling you that the more that you listen to each episode, the more that you're going to pull from it. Because you're at a different level 43 episodes in than you were at episode 2, hopefully, if you've been taking and applying what I've been teaching you. In episode 2, I gave you a 4-step blueprint to smash the next 90 days, to smash your goals. And the first step of this process is dream. You have to have a dream. You have to have a vision. You have to know where you're going. But it's not enough just to say, I want to lose 30 pounds. No, that dream has to be so freaking crystal clear. That dream has to, you have to declare that dream. And you can't be like 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You have to be sold out on your dream, on your goal. I asked my clients this morning inside our squad, inside our private community, I put up a post as I do just about every morning, and I asked my clients, are you committed to building and creating a brand new life? Because that's what the prize is, but that's where the dream starts. You have to declare what you are going after. You must declare, what are you committed to winning no matter what? Because if you are committed to winning no matter what, you will walk through that struggle. You will walk through those obstacles, those challenges. And yes, it will tempt you to want to quit. It will tempt you to retract to your comfort zone. But if you are committed to winning no matter what, if getting to that size jeans, if getting to that dream body, if getting that confidence back, that self-esteem, no longer hiding, being able to run around with your kids and keep up and elevate yourself, if that is something you are 1000% committed to accomplishing no matter what, you will get to your prize. So that dream can't just be, I want to lose 30 pounds. It's not enough. It's not enough. It wasn't enough for me when I gained 80 pounds in less than a year and I said I want to be X weight. That's not going to, yes, I know you're not happy with where you're at right now, and we think we'll be happier when we're at that weight. But a week, 2 weeks in, when things start to pop up, challenges, struggles, that negative self-talk, that doubt, that desire to come back to your comfort zone, when that shit starts creeping up, which it will, you can count on that. You can take that shit to the bank. It will come up. If you are just focused on getting to a goal weight, it's not going to drive you. That dream, your declaration, you have to be sold out on getting to your prize, getting to you're loving the reflection in the mirror, loving how you feel, loving who you are, loving everything about both, the physical, what you see, what your size is, all of that, and the internal. Because you can, and I've said this on this podcast many a times, you can look amazing on the outside, but if you feel like shit on the inside and you're stressed and obsessed and mentally just consumed with food and all of this, that's not a sustainable, that's not your dream body. The dream, are you sold out on that goal? Are you committed to being successful no matter what? I'm telling you straight up that if you are not committed to success no matter what, you will fail. You will fail. So the first step is that dream. But we all want that prize without the struggle. We all want, it's human nature to want something for nothing. But I'm telling you, and you know it, I know you know it deep down, but we've got to have that struggle to have the prize. So we declare, we say, all right, I am going to be successful no matter what. I'm telling you because I see it every day inside of my clients. I experience it on my journey. You will have challenges. You will have obstacles because who you are right now, how you think, the habits, routines, rituals that you have, how you show up, what you do, have created the body that you have. Love it or hate it, it's true. Who you are, how you think, the habits, routines, and rituals that you have, how you act on a day-to-day basis has created the body that you have, has created the way of thinking that you have. If you want a different body, if you want to be a different person, if you want to be happier, if you want that confidence, that self-esteem, then you have to change the way you think. You have to change your habits, routines, and rituals. So when we embark on this journey, when you stake claim, I'm committed no matter what to getting to my dream body, and you start out, you are going to hit obstacles. Just like my client, she hit a roadblock. She hit a brick wall a little bit, and she fell back after about 4 weeks because she has to level up. So the thing that I love about struggles and obstacles and how I'm going to challenge you to reframe and think of them, and I told this to my clients today, I was like, I am actually really, really happy that you had this happen because anybody, everybody, most people can be successful when it's easy, when it's convenient, when there's nothing. When our calendars are clear, when we blocked everything out and we've created this perfect calendar, this perfect world, which we know doesn't exist, but anybody can be successful when it's easy. Not everybody can be successful when there's shit going on. So by her and by you and by me hitting an obstacle, that gives us an opportunity to say, okay, fan-freaking-tastic. Who I am, the habits that I have, the way that I think right now has gotten me to this point. And if I want to get past this roadblock, if I want to get to the next level and continue towards the prize, then I have to think differently. I have to do something different. I have to tweak my routine. I have to adjust something. And then we continue forward. So the struggle, the challenges, the obstacles, the shit is going to be there. And it's going to pull you back or attempt to pull you back to your comfort zone. But I'm telling you, the number one reason, the prize, I said, is better than you could ever imagine. Because when you declare, this is it, this is my first freaking day, and I am sold out and committed to achieving my dream body no matter what shit I must walk through, no matter what I need to learn, no matter what knowledge I need to acquire, I am going to do this because I am worth it, I deserve it, and I want to be happy. When you decide that is more important than being lazy, than your excuses, than not making the time. When you decide that and you declare it and you set that dream and you start to walk this path and you struggle and you hit obstacles and you keep going and you figure it out and you show up and you rinse, wash, repeat day after day regardless, you get to the prize, and the prize is better than you could ever imagine because of the shit you had to go through, because of who you became in the process. You cannot achieve your dream body being who you are today. So the really rad thing when you get to the prize is who you have become. That in that moment when you finally get to the prize and you look your freaking self in the mirror and you feel, holy shit, I am proud of myself. I showed up. I stayed true to my word. That, girlfriend, you cannot get anywhere else. You cannot fake that. You cannot get to your prize. And the reason this is, aside from doing dumb shit and destroying your metabolism and all of that physiological stuff that we've talked about on various podcasts, the reason that you have maybe in the past gotten to what you thought was the prize and then you've been pulled back, you've had a taste of success and then you've been pulled back, is because you have not become the person you need to be to maintain and sustain those results. You must go through all 3 steps. So I'm challenging you today on this podcast. You must, if you want the freaking prize, which I'm telling you is way better than you could ever imagine, is way better than where you're at right now, is way better than spinning your wheels, being obsessed with food, constantly thinking about how you're going to lose weight. That life sucks. And I know because I live that life. The prize is way better. And when you dream and declare that you are going to be successful no matter what, and you are willing to walk through the shit and the struggle and hit obstacles and pivot and acquire new information and up-level yourself, you are going to become a different person. And you need to become a different person. And I'm not talking up core to the morals and that sort of thing, habits, routines, and rituals and how you think. And that is how you sustain that prize. But if you keep resisting, if you just keep chasing, oh, let me go on Google and download a meal plan and download a workout, and you don't navigate this and you don't adjust how you think and you don't change how you think to think correctly, then you will constantly have that snapback. You will constantly get pulled back and you'll feel frustrated. You can't cheat the grind. We've got to have the dream and the declaration. You've got to have those struggles and obstacles and challenges to continue to up-level and shift how you think and how you show up and your habits, routines, and rituals to ultimately secure the prize. So stop trying to go from dream to prize, because it will piss you off, it will frustrate you, and you will quit and you will just settle. I'm destined to be like this. I'm destined to be fluffy. Fuck that. Dream, struggle, prize. Embrace the suck, embrace the struggle, and if you do it right, if you're not going down the path of bullshit restrictive diets and sacrifice and cutting out your favorite foods in your social life, if you are going through this journey, embracing the methodology that I teach, flexible nutrition and learning how to eat anything you want, that struggle is gonna be a lot easier. And the prize is gonna be that much better because you can actually freaking sustain it. So I want you to start to shift your perspective, start to think about that dream, that struggle, that prize, and only you can decide if you're ready to go all in, if you are going to make that commitment to be successful no matter what. And that is the only thing I can't give you. I can give you the strategies, I can give you the blueprint, I can give you the secrets and the tactics and the hacks, but I can't give you the desire for change. I can't. That is on you. But when you go all in, both feet in, not 1 foot in and 1 foot out, that is when everything will shift. All right, babe, that is it on this podcast. Dream, struggle, prize. Go all in, get after that shit, and I promise you the result, the prize, who you become, you can't even imagine that right now. All right, babe, peace out. I will see you on my favorite episode of the week tomorrow, Tough Love Thursday. See ya.